Caylee Anthony has been top of my mind for the entire week, and not just because of the 1 hour that I spend with you each night. She went missing in Orlando, Florida in the summer of 2008 at just 2.5. 6 months later, her remains were found less than a half-mile from her home, and it was 15 years ago this week. If you watched the news back then, there was no bigger story in the country. Caylee's mom, Caylee Anthony, stood trial for murder, among other charges, and she was found not guilty, and that shocked the nation. Officially, Caylee's cause of death is still listed as unknown, and her case is officially listed as unsolved. But if you heard the testimony of how the investigators found that child's body, the state that her remains were in, how Caylee had been hidden, how she looked, how the crime scenes even smelled, these are things that many of us will never shake, like the words duct tape. The person who tried to dispose of Caylee used duct tape, and one expert says there was even a little heart-shaped sticker right on the mouth, but no fingerprints. This week I spoke exclusively to Caylee Anthony's then attorney about the moment that he first heard the words duct tape being a key part of the evidence in the case. Take a look.
And while we were there talking, the sheriff, then Barry, came from the other side of the room with his aides and making a lot of noise, a grand entrance, causing attention to himself, and with a hand twirling around his head, saying they found the child and her head was totally entombed in duct tape. And of course, that started a fire. Well, it was a lie to begin with, but he didn't know probably it was a lie. He was told, you know, somebody said something about some tape, and somebody else said something else, and interpreted. By the time I got to the sheriff, and he's in the courtroom, he's creating this image that never existed.
Where exactly that duct tape was on Caylee's body, over her mouth or wrapped around her head, would be all debated during Caylee Anthony's murder trial. And I want to bring in exclusively to NewsNation Gerardo Bloise. He, at the time of Caylee's death, was the crime scene investigator for Orange County's Sheriff's Office, and he was the lead investigator when Caylee's body was found. His book, CSI, The Caylee Anthony Child Murder Case, published just last month. Gerardo, thank you for being on the program. I wanted to get your reaction to what Cheney Mason, who we just heard, Caylee's attorney, what he said, that the duct tape was wrapped around the head, as the sheriff said, and that was a lie. You were there. You were first on the scene. What were your impressions of where that duct tape was likely placed by the killer who dumped her body?
First, thank you for having me in your show. And I think that the Consul Mason is completely mislead the people. They still mislead the people in our country about this case. When I arrived at the scene was December 11th, because my fellow detective, Yuri Melish, called me and said, Geraldo, apparently they found what appears to be skeletal remains in the wooded area in the suburban drive. When I arrived at the scene, I observed what appears to be a small skull with duct tape around the mouth and the nose. The tape was holding by two masses of hair on both sides of the skull, and that is the truth.
So armchair detectives and armchair sleuths have been sort of getting a hold of the Caylee Anthony story over the last decade and a half. Do you think that they are altering the way this newer generation is going to see this case and maybe not believe the story that we learned in that courtroom?
I believe that those the consulars, they still try to mislead the country about this case, but you covered very well this case in the courtroom in Orlando, and you were a witness in the first row of the court, and you saw the evidence that we submitted in this trial, and the majority of the people in the United States and the people of the state of Florida believe that the evidence that we submitted in this case was completely pristine and reliable. And I believe that the people are still in our side. Just a few people, they're on the side of the defense.
You know, I understand when you're, in the business of the science of policing, sometimes it becomes very separated. You're very clinical in your work. But at year 15, it's hard to believe that little Caylee would be 18 years old. And I wondered if you, once the trial was over and the noise dimmed down, if you were reflective or if you become reflective about this kind of a milestone, that little girl would be 18.
Yeah, it's a sad case. And right now we're celebrating Christmas. Back then, in December 11, 2008, was Christmas time mostly. And right now, how many children in our country, they're going to receive their presents from Santa? Sadly, our Caylee was denied that opportunity because her mother was responsible for her death, Caylee Anthony. That's my reflection every single December 11 that I will remember forever, Caylee Anthony. She don't receive any presents from Santa because the mother was responsible for her death.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.